we're finally on. Look at there, we've got a good crowd already. Folks, I had some technical difficulties there a little while ago, and I'm better at old school stuff like hammers and you know, hand saws and stuff like that. And so I muddled my way through it. I think I've got it straightened out, and I had to update my browser and all this kind of stuff. First one on board today was Dave Carlisle. Dave Carlisle, good to see you. There's Gare, there's HD Shovel Ed. Who else we got? We got Ronnie Joe second. Good to have you all here. And like I usually say, hey law, hey law. But I've been busy this year. Hadn't had much time to practice my guitar. So I need to work on it just a little bit here while a few more people. There's Paula. How you doing? A few more people coming in. It's a song that it's hard for me to play because, well, one thing, I've got this crazy wrist brace on my hand here. I've torn a little cartilage in there, and you know, there's nothing they can really do about it except kind of wait it out. So I had to treat it kind of like a sprain, and take the old anti-inflammatories, but that's about it. But the real problem is on my other hand, right here. I don't think you can see it real good on the. I don't think you can see it real good on that camera. Maybe you can see it better here. Let's see. Got my USB scope all screwed up, and let's see here. Yeah, my light needs to be turned up. Oh wait, no, that's not my regular finger. That's my hologram finger. There we go. There's my finger. Years ago, I nicked it on a saw blade, on a table saw blade, and so a piece of my finger is just gone. And to play this song, you need that piece of finger. Where's my pick? Got my purple PV pick here, by the way. It's real stiff. You hear that? And part of it is my bad technique. But you know, that song, that's Heart of the Matter. Don Henley. By the way, the Eagles were in Columbia just back in January, and we saw them. It was great. And I got to hear Don Henley sing that song in person one more time. But Heart of the Matter, I call it the forgiveness song, and I've been working on it. It's like I say, it's kind of a painful song for playing, but anyway, hopefully the forgiveness song isn't too hard for everybody to play. Treasure Trolls, Michigan, greetings. We've got a few people in here now. I was apologizing for some technical difficulties, and it takes Hoogie a little extra time to iron that stuff out. Now, one thing about using the old wrist brace here is at work, if I'm using hand tools, they tend to get caught in the wrist brace, and so I'm got, like, you know, stuff all hanging off of me and things like that. So we're working through that too, and doing the best we can. Blues Coins is here. How you doing, Blues? Blues, you got a great voice for broadcasting. I hate to tell you, but I like to hear your voice. We got a good show here today. We're gonna touch on a few things about the Great American Coin Hunt. You guys most of you are familiar with the Great American Coin Hunt. Now, Mrs. Hoogie and I are very good friends with our local coin shop people, Local coin shop here is called Gilbert Coin Exchange, and it's, pardon me, got a little cranberry juice gas backing up on me. But the owner of the store here, his name is Steve Twitty, and we were meeting Steve and his fiance for dinner, and he had that. Let me switch over here. He was talking about the Great American Coin Hunt, and he hands me this coin. There's me holding the coin with my little wrist brace on. He gives me that coin and a whole bag of V nickels and a whole handful of other nickels, other mostly silver circulated, worn out kind of coins, like old Standing Liberty quarters and stuff like that. And he asked me would I put them out. He had already done 3 or 4 drops of this stuff, including the hologram coins, including also the $500. This is the $100 coin, one of them. And just that, I think that same weekend, a enterprising young numismatist. Let's see if we can get a look at his haul. We won't show him because he's about 9 or 10 years old. But these are the coins, or at least some of them, that he found during the Great American Coin Hunt. And we had a good time putting them out. Mrs. Hoogie put out a bunch of coins too, at the like the drugstore and whatever. I put some out at the grocery store. But all these copper coins here at the top were some of Hoogie's coins, some Indian head cent coins. But let's get another scene here. This is where I put them. There's a playground over there on the right, just by that bridge. And I went all around this leg. It's a pretty good sized leg. It's about 2/3 of a mile around it. And put coins here and there. And there's a couple of coins sitting there. It looks like a Indian head cent and a Benjamin Franklin $50 sitting there on that pier. And a cooter, a turtle over there in the background. You might see my pointer does not work on these, I don't think. But you can see that little dark spot in the water. That's a turtle. That place has a lot of turtles in it. I heard a story today about a turtle. It was Conway, South Carolina. Conway, South Carolina is we're gonna have to turn that phone off. My robo killer did not work that time. I have an app to keep me from getting so many robocalls. The robocalls, now it's synced with this computer, the iPhone and the Mac and all are all synced up. And so it rings on here when I'm on here. There's Chef Capone. Good to see you. But it was Conway, South Carolina. Conway is right beside Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is at the beach. Conway's next door to it. That's, by the way, is where Adriana is from originally. But Conway, South Carolina, somebody ran over a turtle in the road. And the turtle, it was a good-sized turtle, and it flipped up in the air and hit the guy behind him in the windshield and busted his windshield out. And so if you're passing through South Carolina, please do watch out for flying turtles. And we do have a couple more items of business here. Speaking of eastern South Carolina, we're in the middle of South Carolina here. And just a reminder, whether you're in the Blackwater swamps of eastern South Carolina or the busy sidewalks of San Francisco, don't forget your Riser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper. So if you're between the East Coast and the West Coast, anywhere in between, and you too, Gare, over in Norway, be like Hoogie and do carry with you a pack of Riser's Treasure Hunting Emporium toilet paper. And if you're going to San Francisco, you're bound to have a, shall we say, business partner. So you may want to take a spare to share with him. So we always, like to mention our sponsors and everything. We're also getting ready for the Coin Seminar weekend on the 17th of May. It will kick off Friday night with, of course, Charlie Reiser himself at 9 o'clock and lots and lots of shows. We're going to do a show probably on Sunday and do a giveaway. Our show will probably be about the Buffalo nickel. So if you are interested in learning about the Buffalo nickel, the origin of it, the problems with the fakes, and general collecting information about the Buffalo nickel, and a pretty darn nice giveaway, check us out probably on Sunday during the Coin Seminar weekend. That would be May the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see here. What am I missing on the chat? Not a whole lot. You guys are obviously entranced with me. Chef says sounds good. All right. Can't wait to see you there. First of all, in our order of business here, I mentioned the coin store here. It is the Gilbert Coin Exchange. Online you can see him on eBay, and of course his website is called PQ Dollars. eBay, he's called PQ Dollars also. But I can tell you, you can't find a better person to buy coins from anywhere, any place. I would buy them from Steve before I'd buy them from Hoogie, tell you the truth, if I was you, because he is a pro, especially about the dollar, especially the Morgans, the piece dollars. He really knows his stuff, as I can show you right here. Last time I went into the store, Steve, he said, "Hey, I got something to show you." So I said, "Okay, that's great." He said, "Check these out." And first thing I did was I looked at this coin here. He also had an 89S that was a fake. So I look at the 93S. That's this one, and I immediately started looking in the headband area. I wasn't sure where the numerals go. There's a certain place that the date numerals belong on that coin. There is only one obverse die that was used on the 1893S. So, there's certain very peculiar things about the 93S, particularly the obverse. Now, you can't see them here. Let's put that fake coin away for a second right there. And take a look over at this thing. This is the area that I was trying to look at. See, in the T, the incuse T, there's a line that goes kind of slant ways. And down in the corner of the R, the left corner of the R at the bottom, there's a little mark. Well, those two are the easiest thing to see, especially if you have a little magnification of some sort. Let's put this one out where you can see it and flip these. All right. You can see the R up close here. You can see that it has two little dots. Those two little dots are called the rabbit ears. And all of the real 1893S Morgans have the rabbit ear die marker. They also have that little line in the T right there next door. So if you look for the R and the T to have those, then it's a very good chance that it is a real coin. This coin is frequently faked. Chef, I put I put Steve's website information and his and Facebook also. He's on Facebook. Please do check him out there. And they're really nice. You can ask them questions, whatever. There's phone numbers on the website. The website is pqdollars.com. pqdollars.com. And the Facebook site is Gilbert Coin Exchange. But I think both of them have phone numbers that you can reach if you really need to get a hold of them personally. PQ Dollars it's a site where you're going to see some of the really high-end Morgan and Peace dollars and many other high-end coins too. But he specializes in dollars, hence the name PQ Dollars. Now, over here, we were looking at this headband. So you get the idea. There's a couple of die markers right there in Liberty that are unmistakable, and just about all the fakes don't replicate those die markers very well at all. They are, it's hard enough to fake the coin as it is without being, too all-fired precise. There's other things about it too, like the numerals. Now, anytime you need to look up a coin, the die markers on these dollar coins, the Morgan and Peace dollars. Let's see here. Oh, I don't have my. You go to vanworld.com, which we're going to try to do real quick. Hang on just a sec. This is probably going to foul up the stream bigger than anything. But I'll set this over here. You see, I'm not a technical person at all. Right here and then here. Okay, here we have, hopefully you can see it to vanworld.com, and I cannot see the chat line. On the left side, there's a whole list of stuff here. There's a place where it says Morgan VAMs by date. I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to find my date. And this is what you call online dating. 1893S is the date we're looking for. And let's see here. It says VAM1 far date. Far date. If we can see one that has. Here you go. So you can count. You see where the truncation of old Anna Willis's neck is. Anna Willis Williams, of course, is the model for this coin, and posed as Lady Liberty. And if we count from the point of her neck, 1, 2, 3 denticles, those little teeth on the rim there, they're called denticles. 3 of those, and then the 1 starts, kind of in the slot after the 3rd denticle. You'll also notice that the 1893 kind of goes uphill. The space under the 3 is much bigger than the space under the 1. Okay? Now, keep that in mind, that we're starting, the 1 should start after the 3rd denticle. All right. That was a real one. Take a look at the fake one again. I'm going to try to grow this out nice and big so we can count those denticles. We got 1, 2 denticles, and then the 1 starts in the slot between the denticles. So it's a whole denticle off. What are you going to say? Well, I tell you what I say. I say, what you talking about, Anna Willis? That ain't no real coin. You look up here, you don't have die markers. Then you got the date in the whole wrong place. And it looks like the space under the 1 is equal to the space under the 3. So somebody came into the store and they had a whole collection of Morgan and Peace dollars, and at least 3 of them, these 2 here and another one, it was an 1889S, were fake. Now Steve saw this 1893 that I'm shaking around right here. He saw that immediately. He said it actually weighed out to the proper weight of what was it, 26.7 grams. So that was really a pretty good fake, except for the die markers and the date. I saw the coin myself, and I was pretty impressed, because if you look at it, it doesn't show any signs of being cast, not to me. It was actually a struck coin. It's struck on some kind of alloy that weighs out correctly and everything. It looks pretty good except for those die markers. The stars look like stars. The dots look like dots. The denticles are pretty clear. And gosh, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. So that was the 1893 ES. Let's take a look at this 1889 Carson City. Both of these are commonly faked because they are so valuable. I'm going to put that one on the, let's see here. Yeah, kind of hard to do. But this 1889 Carson City, the easiest way to tell, well, there's a couple things about it. One is the 9 on the obverse is going to be a little high. You see how can you see the highness of the 9 compared to the other numbers? That is that's typical of a real one, but I'll show you in a minute what we're going to be. What's more obvious to the naked eye without it weighing this one. This coin did not weigh out. This coin was like 4 grams underweight. If you look at that date, or mint mark, I'm sorry, look at the CC mint mark. You see how it's pretty much centered up between the D and the O of dollar. Pretty much centered under the tie of the bow at the wreath here. All that's wrong. The 1889 doesn't have centered up CCs like that. Let's take a look over at VamWorld again, if we still have a stream at all. I don't even know. I've got stuff on the... All right. We'll go back to our Morgan Vams by date, and we'll find the 89cc, and we'll go right here, and it'll show us, first it'll show us a fake coin. That coin right there, you can tell is probably a cast coin by looking at the dimples and the bump up there by her mouth. Those are typical calling cards of cast coins, when they have these hollowed out dimples instead of smooth fields struck by a die. Let's take a look. This one actually, can you see the underline I'm doing? 89cc reverses. Let's click that, and it'll show that the CC centered, which would be VAM1, a normal die CC centered, may not exist. And that is what I read everywhere that I look, that nobody has one that's truly centered up and straight CCs on this coin. There, here we go. The next one down is this photo. The CC is shifted a little to the right. You can see DO is where it would be centered over. It's shifted to the right of DO. It's got the 9 a little bit high on the obverse side. Let's go to the next one, which would be VAM3. CC, you've got both of the C's are tilted to the left. Neither one of them is straight up and down, although they are centered pretty good. They're tilted to the left. And then the easiest one to see it's got the crooked ones. They call it the dropped C. The second C is obviously lower. So we got a dropped C, we got leaning C's, and we got shifted to the right C's. But we don't have any CCs that are perfect, that are straight up and down. All of those CCs for the 89. There's Lincoln. How you doing, Lincoln? Screen went dark. That means my screen capture didn't do. I'm gonna have to rerun some of that stuff for you. But the point is, with the 89 Carson City, is that anytime you see a C and a C, and they're just right and in the middle, And straight up and down on the 1889 CC, that's probably a good indicator that it's just fake. It should be shifted to the right, it should be tilted to the left, it should be cockeyed from each other or something. But that one there, that was easy for Steve to see. He saw that a mile away. He put it on the scale, and sure enough, it was very underweight. It was similar story for the 1889S that he had. So, yeah, the VAM screen was black. I'm sorry about that, guys. My technical genius is at work here today. So, there we have that. We also, today, just for fun, we're going to include a segment that we call the show about nothing. So, dig this. There's a kind of a tinfoil hat thing going around that that on YouTube that the Queen of England is actually not a human at all, but she's a lizard. So we got our crack staff to take a look at that. Now, I recently inherited a few coins from my stepmother, passed away. Let's get this thing turned around right so we can read. This is a round from her 80th, the Queen's 80th birthday celebration, and I thought it was really interesting. These the paws, the claws on the royal lion symbolic of England, and on the shield they have the lion and the unicorn symbolic of Scotland. And the lion, I've always thought, had real funny looking fingers. I'm gonna have to take this up close to the top so we can really see it. And it's in plastic, so it's gonna shine. This is one time that the let's see if we get the right one that we want. The flexible gooseneck on the USB scope does come in handy. But look at the paws on that lion. That ain't no lion. It's like a lizard lion. And why has it always got his tongue sticking out anyway? Well, who knows? But yeah, there's lots of people that they think half of the famous people in the world now are lizards, when their body is actually just a hologram of a body. So hey, I don't know. Sounds pretty out there to me, but judging by this royal lion here, I don't know. There she is on the other side. Not too much to look at like that. I have to move it downstairs again and refocus. But anyway, for what it's worth, that's what some people are saying. Now I picked up. It was out there at Steve's store at the Gilbert Coin Exchange, and I picked up this silver coin. This is pure silver, 999, and it's a 1 ounce dollar coin from Australia. Very nice, and it's in a little capsule. But dig this. The coin has lizards on both sides. So, look at there. Get the crocodile, saltwater crocodile from Australia. Now, who was I'll tell you what. Crocodile. I wish they'd show more of the tail, but that's a pretty gnarly looking, awesome design on that one, I think. They have the coolest designs. They have the birds of prey and the wolf and all that stuff. So Let's see here. Lincoln says, has a head of a dog and a body of my ex. um, yeah, we always like a good ex-wife joke around here. um, I told a fellow yesterday I was coming in from lunch, and the younger guy at work was out front of the building with a broom, and he was sweeping away some cobwebs. And I said, "Hey man, what you doing with ex-wife two's ride?" So he laughed. Now, the weather here, the heat has already set in, the humidity and everything. And when it starts getting hot, that's when old Hoogie starts thinking about you know where. Talking about the New Orleans, the Big Easy. Right here we got a 1898. It is an O. See the O right there? In the same mint mark area we were talking about earlier. This O is noticeably tilted to the right. I'm not sure if that's the VAM or not. There's all kind of VAMs. Most of them are just there. Most of them are not worth a thing in the world. But there are some that are worth very good money. This one called VAM 5. It probably has to do with that mint mark. So where's Dave Carlisle? Dave, are you still there? David Carlisle, I'm going to let you pick. We're going to do a giveaway. Is it going to be for the crocodile double lizard coin? Or is it going to be for the rarest thing, probably on the earth, which would be an uncirculated gal from New Orleans? It's up to you, Dave. We need a little music here. Where's the guitar? Play that song that that there is the highfalutin sticker stacking man, originally by old Corn himself. Highfalutin sticker stacking man. All right, Dave Carlisle says 1898. Oh, hold your applause too, by the way. So we're going to have a giveaway for this year. Very fine 1898 O Morgan silver dollar. Now, all you got to do is to have the right answer to the trivia question. And we got some pretty good. Yeah, nobody. Paula says good choice. Somebody wants a double lizard coin. Daggone. I mean, even her name is Liz. Look at that, old Lizzie. But question is this. The New Orleans silver dollars from the Morgan series, the Morgan New Orleans silver dollars, are notoriously poorly struck during a certain decade. And there's one year in particular where they're the worst, notoriously the worst struck of all. Now, that there decade is not that hard to understand. But tell me, and I'll give more clues here, tell me what the notoriously worst struck New Orleans silver dollar is. What year was that? It is also a bad year for strikes in the Philadelphia Mint that same year. And it is a year that the Carson City Mint was in operation. And we'll get a little traveling music here. while you guys guess. Guess many times as you want. Highfalutin, sticker stacking man. Let's see. No, I don't see it yet. We're gonna have to keep going. Where's my pick? There it is. You can look high, you can look low, but you're never gonna know a better highfalutin sticker stacking man. Check the chat. Who's in there? Who wants a coin? Who wants a coin? I still don't see it. 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 It was a year that the Carson City Mint was in operation. And although it was there toward the end. And the Philadelphias were poorly struck that very same year. Who wants to win? It wasn't 1889. It wasn't 1898. It wasn't 83, 88. No. Still haven't seen it. The poorest struck coins among all of the Morgan Dollar series were in the 1890s, folks. The 1890s in New Orleans were the worst. And no, it wasn't 1896, Paula and Lincoln. It was in there somewhere. These I'm gonna have to sing some more. Getting close. Paula and Bill 457. Getting close. It's not 1894. 1894s are some really expensive coins. So are 1895s. It's not 1895. That was one year that they could slow down enough to do a good job. Mike Badger. Mike Badger, looks like we have a winner. Mike Badger, my fellow woodworking genius, looks to me to be the first one with 1892. And thank goodness I don't have to play this guitar anymore. Wait a minute. I see Paula had 1892 also. Who was first? There's Paula with 1892. And where's Mike? Where's it at? Where's it at? Somebody help me out. Go to the bottom. Thank you, Lincoln. Now. So who was first? Was it Paula or was it Mike Badger? Because I see both have the right answer. And I was messing with this guitar. Anybody know? There's 92. Lincoln was late on the thing. I see Mike Badger there, and I'm sorry, folks. 1891, 1894. No, I am mistaken. I see up here. I see Paula has 1892, and it looks like Paula is the winner. Mike, I am my apologies. Let's see what we got. Tell you what though, Mike, you'll send me your shipping address. We'll send you a special prize. And Yeah, it'll be a very rare. This is the first day probably in world history. And I'll tell you why we're going to celebrate first in world history in just a minute, because Mike, you have also send me your shipping address. There's an email in the description. This is a day that we don't have just one, we have two uncirculated ladies from the Big Easy. And Mike, this is a 1904 O. It's uncirculated. It's probably mint state, and it will be yours. Send me your shipping address, and there you have it. Now, the reason I was talking about, just Mike, send me your shipping address, and Paula, I think I have yours. Better send me yours too, and you'll have the 1898 O. So some other day, some lucky person can have the double lizard coin. That would be awesome to have, I think. I don't see him here, and he's probably doing his own show, and I'm probably streaming right over top of him right now. Bill J's been really nice to us here at the hobby shop. I was trying to get on at 2 o'clock so I could be done before he starts, but it didn't work out. And Bill J said something, I think it was last week. Now a bunch of his fans has subscribed to the hobby shop just because he sent them over here. You're welcome, Mike Badger. Hope you enjoy. And he said two things that never even appear in the same paragraph before. One is me, Hoogie, and two is having a good attitude. I think that just for world history, I think that would be the first time that has ever happened. So send out a shout here to Bill J, and I'll catch you on your next stream. Bill J, if you do watch this, send me your shipping address. You never know what mailman might bring in. So anyway, there you have that. Hope everybody's had a great year so far, and we'll be looking forward to doing the coin seminar weekend. Buffalo nickels. We'll see what else we can do. Hopefully, we can practice on that guitar a little bit before the time comes. So, anyway, unless you guys have any announcements for us, I'll give it just a few minutes to catch up with me. If you don't have anything that needs to be said, then hey, I'm Hoogie, and this is the Hobby Shop. What have I been smoking? I haven't smoked anything. What are you talking about? I don't smoke. Oh, Hoogie doesn't smoke. Ooh. But the heat has set in, and by cracky, I've got my fancy high-tech underwear in on time this year. So, hey, we're looking forward to that. Bring on the... What's wrong with my hand? There's nothing wrong with my hand. It's just got a piece of stuff missing off of there. I don't know, man. But we'll see you hares in a week or so. Maybe next Friday if we can get around to it. And who knows, we may even have another giveaway. But till then, I'm Hoogie. This is the Hobby Shop. Where's my cranberry juice? It's very good for urinary tract health, by the way. Y'all pardon me, I gotta blow my nose too. Yeah, I get to talking. Ah, that's much better.